Hi guys, this is Casey Hamlin with Integrity Mortgage, and I have Cady Toussaint from Portside Real Estate joining me. And today we want to let you know what a backup offer is, and also kind of paint a picture of how they're important in today's market. Cady, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a fast-moving market,
Definitely.
right?
Yep.
And I think everybody that watches this will probably know that. But, it's causing some buyers out there to, have to make quick decisions.
Absolutely.
Right? And go into contract on a house. And then, sometimes there's a knee-jerk reaction there, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And they either, they kind of get cold feet or they have buyer's remorse. So can you talk a little bit about a backup offer and why that's so important to have in this market?
Absolutely. So how, for anyone that doesn't know how a backup offer works, is if the property has gone under contract, you can submit a backup offer. If the seller accepts that as a backup offer, you pretty much have first dibs. So if that current contract falls through, you're up next. It doesn't go right back to market, which I think is a fabulous tool that we kind of have in our tool bag.
Sure. And
so saying that, I think they're so important because more and more I've seen a lot more buyer remorse with people doing everything they can to get their offer accepted. And I've seen a few more, like some contracts starting to really fall through and people are taking those backup offers. And if I can, I'm going to share a story actually about one of my clients that this story always touches my heart because they essentially got their dream home because of their backup offer.
Can I interject one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just did. So, so before you get into the story, which I want to hear,
yeah.
with a backup offer, does the seller know the terms of that offer? Is that all that information divulged to them? Because I don't know if the people watching know whether or not the seller would know what that backup offer is and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So essentially, like let's just say you had an offer deadline, and you had 5 offers in front of you, and the seller picks this beautiful unicorn offer. But to kind of secure that their property, it's kind of like a security blanket for sellers sometimes, they'll go with their number 2 choice as their backup offer. So they already know what the terms are, what the offer is. And so from there, they submit what they call a backup offer addendum, so the seller will know all of the terms before signing on the line.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Of course.
So continue with the story.
I feel like you're going to karate chop me.
It's a different video. Okay.
Next one. So my clients, they're the sweetest. I was away on a trip, and I never take trips, and I was away. And so I encouraged them to go see this house. It was the very first house that they saw, and I wasn't even there, so I had an agent in my office assist them. It was an open house, and they loved it. But again, with it being their first house, they really didn't know how to feel. They liked it, but they didn't want to pull the trigger on the first house they saw, which I understand. And what I've said to them, I'm like, there's never going to be the perfect house. It's always the 85-15% rule, where you're gonna, if it's 85% perfect, it's yours. And so and I'm like, and it's going to be the house because moving forward, you're always going to compare that house to every showing we have in the future. And that's exactly what happened. And so I get back into town, we look at a few more houses, and they kept comparing it to this one house. And one of them said, they're like, I think we should have pulled the trigger on it. Like I could just feel and see the regret.
Yeah.
And the house, they weren't accepting backup offers at the time, and the offer fell through. So of course, we jump in our car, and I was like, we're going to go see this house together. Like, I'll be with you now. We'll kind of go through some things together there. And pretty much on the way there, the house went back under contract. Oh. And I was like, it's okay. Like, let's just go see it. I'm with you. Like, let's see if it's worth it. As soon as we got there and we looked at the house, I could just see it in my clients' eyes. Like, they were just swelling up, and they were just so sad. And one of my clients, her shoulders literally folded when they were, because I could feel it. So I was like, let's do a backup offer. I'm like, we didn't do it last time. Like, let's just do it. I'm seeing them getting accepted more and more now. And lo and behold, we did. And about 3 days later, I get another call from the current contract. The buyer got cold feet. And it just was, my clients, I thought they were, I'm surprised that I can still hear today because they screamed so loud on the phone when I told them, like, your offer's accepted, like they accepted your backup. And they essentially they went under contract for that, and that's the house. And we just had a housewarming party with them, and they're just like over the moon. They love everything about the area, and it warms my heart because I'm like, see, you just gotta trust your gut in the beginning. And even though, yes, it was the first house, but it was the house, and they were just one of the lucky ones. And
trust you and your advice, right?
I know, and I was living in a different time zone, so I'm like, just do it. And it's like, I don't know, like 5 a.m. for them or whatever time it was. And so I was really, really happy for them, and I think they're great people, and it's a great property, and it was just an overall great situation. So
that's great. Well, there you have it, guys. Backup offers. That's what they are, and that's how they can help you. Contact Cady if you have any questions.